Welcome to the channel, you guys. Thank you so much for watching Build in Motion. In today's episode, we're going to talk about selling your car. If any of you watching today have any inclination, have had any desire whatsoever to get rid of your old car, your sports car, your Jeep, your minivan, whatever that may be, if you've had any inclination to selling it, we're going to talk about many reasons why right now, today, during this pandemic of all times, why this is the best time to sell your car.
Now, some of you are watching this and wondering, what is he talking about? We're in a global pandemic. There's so much uncertainty in the future, and what about the economic impact of the pandemic? I mean, with the national shelters in place, there must be less cars on the road, which has to mean there's less demand for cars because less people are buying cars. So if less people are buying cars, then car prices must be going down, right? Wrong. In fact, the used car market is booming right now. So what in the world is going on? Well, car manufacturers had to shut down production in the spring of 2020, which created a shortage of new cars, which in turn drove buyers into purchasing used cars. Some speculate that many people were actually afraid of taking public transportation and are avoiding car sharing apps due to possible exposure to COVID, so they turned to the used car market. In fact, many car dealerships actually found themselves in a shortage of both new and used cars. So we've all heard that your car is a depreciating asset, and we all know that our cars lose value the moment that we drive them off the lot, and they continue to lose value as time goes on. We've been told that all of our lives, and we've been told not to spend a lot of money on cars because of this reason. However, is this true for pandemic times? Let's take a look at a few numbers from 2020 and then decide. Manheim is North America's largest wholesaler of used cars. Before the pandemic, they were primarily focused on large auto auctions across 145 different locations. Today, due to the pandemic and shelters in place, they're deemed non-essential, as all auto auctions are, and like many of us, they had to pivot. So pretty much overnight, they were forced to become an online auto auction site. Now, I'm bringing up Manheim because they sell millions of used cars annually, and they have developed a used vehicle value index that's become a standard in the auto industry. If you've never heard of it, this index is an indicator of wholesale prices based on over 10 million transactions annually. This chart shows that used car prices have increased on average over 14% from a year ago. Do you guys understand what this means? This literally defies all normal depreciation schedules, meaning your car for the first time ever has become an appreciating asset. Now let's have some fun with numbers. If you bought a classic Volkswagen bus a year ago for $10,000, today you could sell it for $11,500. That's a $1,500 gain. If you purchased a Toyota a year ago for $20,000, you drove it around, you took your kids to school, you went shopping, you took vacations, you put a bunch of miles on it. Today, theoretically, you could get $23,000 for the car. That's a $3,000 gain after having the car for only a year. Now, if you're like me, you're a Corvette enthusiast, and you purchased a Corvette a year ago. You drove the Vette, you took it out to the ocean, you took it on the coastal roads, you took it in the back roads, you drove it through the country. You had fun with your car. It didn't just sit in the garage as a garage queen. You enjoyed your car, is where I'm getting to. Let's say you spent $30,000 on the car. Today, you can sell that car for $34,500 if we were to go by this 15% value increase. Now, of course, I'm not to be taken 100% literal. Some cars may sell for a little more. Some car may sell for a little less than that 15%. Some of you may try to sell your car and find that nobody wants it, while others will break even. But whether you are financing your car, whether you own your car, or lease your car, today there's a huge opportunity in selling your car at the very minimum at break even
or even profiting a little bit and getting into something else. Now, of course, there's also that chance that you'll sell your car and it'll take a little while until you find something to replace it with. So keep in mind, if you do sell your car, there's still a shortage out there. Manufacturers are starting to ramp up manufacturing and they are selling again, but be careful. Well guys, if I haven't convinced you yet that this is the best time to sell your car, let me throw a few more facts your way. Did you know that auction houses sell over 9 million cars per year in the US? What does that mean? That means to you that right now there is a huge demand because most of these auction houses are still pivoting, they're still transitioning to selling online, meaning a lot of them are still inoperable. So the demand is still there, but the supply is low because these auction houses are not functioning. Another reason, car dealerships want your car. Why, you ask? Because think of it, their main source for used cars, the auction houses, they're closed. They don't have a source for vehicles, therefore they want your car. They're buying cars off of Craigslist, they're buying them off of Facebook Marketplace. They are doing every creative possible thing they can to get their hands on used cars and keep their lots full. And they are paying more money today than they ever have for those cars. In fact, car dealerships' trade-in values have also increased anywhere from 10 to 20%. I actually heard that some car dealerships are buying cars today that they never bought before, cars with hundreds of thousands of miles on them. They're fixing them up and selling them because the demand is so high. Another reason, private buyers want your car. Today, more than any time before, people are looking for cars. They don't want to take public transportation, as we discussed. They need cars. Car dealerships usually have overinflated prices. Right now, they're going to be even that much more inflated. So private buyers are out there. They're looking for cars and they're buying cars privately. With all that being said, I myself decided to take advantage of this market. I put my Corvette up for sale and today
Just sold it.
I'm getting rid of it. I love the car. It actually does kind of break my heart to sell it, but I'm gonna sell it, make a little bit of money, and I will be introducing the next Corvette to the channel sometime very soon.
Bye. There she goes.
And I'm off to the next car. There you have it, guys. There's all the reasons to sell your vehicle. Some of you, I'm sure, had no clue that the market is hot. You had no clue that prices are so high on the used vehicle market. And hopefully because of the video, you're taking advantage and sell it, make some money, come out even, whatever the story may be. But you got something to look forward to, because selling your car means you're going to be what? Buying the next. And that's exactly what the next video is going to be about. In next week's video, we're going to talk about buying a car during a pandemic. And I might just be introducing a new car to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. How does it feel?
Pretty good. Watch out for the biker. Don't get in an accident. Then we'll buy a C8.
No, I don't want to see.
I will.
I'm actually more sad to sell this beauty than I was to sell the Z06. But it still has low miles and gonna make some money on it. At least come out even, probably, after all the mods I did. On to the next car. This was the last drive.